Exactly how difficult it is to play in this magnificent hall here in Sopron. It is a fantastic place to play basketball. Sopron, anybody that gets to come here, it's always a treat. It is a place where basketball, women's basketball is treasured, and a very passionate fan base. And that's one reason why you see them being so consistently good year after year after year. Knocking on the door of the playoffs, of the quarterfinals, of the Final Four, always with those title aspirations. So both of these teams certainly have the title aspirations. And it's all about surviving and progressing and getting into the playoffs first, and you ideally want to finish as high in the standings as possible to have the potential home court advantage in the quarterfinals. Satu Sabali being introduced here for Fenerbahce, although she needs no introduction. Everybody knows who she is, one of the premier players in Europe. You see Amanda Zowie as well coming out, those two from Germany and Sweden respectively. Elizabeth Williams and of course Alina Yakupova, Kayla McBride, two absolute superstars in women's basketball, and once again making their mark in this magnificent competition this season. Well, Sopron Basket finished runners-up back in 2018 to UMMC at Katerinburg, and their fans are hoping that once again they will get back to the Final Four and perhaps make another run at the title. You see Gabby Williams coming out, Sofia Fegvernecki, one of the established Hungary international players in this team. Jelena Brooks, obviously, of not just Sopron fame, but also Serbia fame. And she called it quits after last summer, after winning the title with Serbia at Valencia, and also after playing at the Olympics with Serbia's national team.
Commissioner Mr. Alex Kamnikar from Slovenia.
So we should get a look at the referees as well. Jelena Tomic from Croatia, Paulina Gazdos from Poland, and Amel Dara from France. If you don't see them now, you will definitely see them as the game unwinds. There they are, right there at the bottom of your screen. There they are. There's Jelena in the middle, and from Croatia, and Paulina from Poland, as well as Amel Dara. So just like the players, they got to get loosened up. They got to get ready to rumble. And we're expecting this to be an out-and-out blinder of a game with the stakes so high, because really, ultimately, it could be a game that determines first place. Sopron know if they can bounce back from their mauling in Istanbul and get the win tonight, they will be in pole position to get first place. So Satu Sabali, Ojai Shakur, Turgut, Elizabeth Williams, Kayla McBride, all in that starting five for Fenerbahce, of course, coached by Victor Lepena, who not that long ago was also named head coach of Canada's women's team. So he's going to be very busy. There he is. He's going to be a very busy man. Got one eye on Fenerbahce, but also keeping tabs on what's going on with Canada as they get ready for the FIBA women's basketball World Cup qualifiers. They'll be playing in Osaka. That'll be in February 10th, from February 10th to 13th. Gabby Williams, Fegvernecki, Atar, January. Boy, it's fast. I can't read it fast enough, folks. Apologies. And Coach Gaspar is the head coach. There he is. Hello, David. Sizing up events. So as I mentioned, this crowd here in Sopron, Hungary is accustomed to big-time basketball, and they cover every aspect of the game. I mean, it's a well-supported club. They got a great fan base. It's a well-run club, and the passion just is just overflowing, really. And you see the section with the drums and everything else. You know, these fans are thinking about one thing and one thing only today when they get out of bed. What am I going to have for breakfast, and what time does the game start? And that is the reality here in Sopron, because they know that this is a huge game in their season. And the veteran Fenerbahce as well, she'll be trying to marshal the troops out tonight. Great leader, Fenerbahce, just has gotten better and better as time has gone on, especially from a leadership standpoint. But how about Yagapova there? You can see her getting some instructions. The scout has been made. The tactics have been drawn up. It's been an incredible EuroLeague women when you consider. Look at Group B. You got Beretta Famileskio that have climbed up to 7-5, currently in second place. Dinamo Kursk, also 7-5. You got Galatasaray 5-7. You got Girona, great team, 6-5. And then you got some, other really good teams that aren't faring as well, like Basket Lands, who actually beat Fenerbahce, and VBW Arca Gdynia, who the reality is they are in a tough competition. And if you're going to play in the EuroLeague women, I mean, you got to bring it. And the fact that there's so much still to be settled this late in the campaign just goes to show you how balanced and how much competition there is. So Katerinburg, UMMC Katerinburg, winners of 3 of the last 4 EuroLeague women's and 4 of the last 5. Of course, Dinamo Kursk nipped in there in 2007 and won it by beating Fenerbahce. So both of these teams, Sopron and Fenerbahce, in the final, in recent times, but they haven't been able to get into the championship, at least to win it. And they're hoping that's going to change this season. Of course, the 2020 season was canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic, or COVID, and we're still having a lot of issues with postponements because of that. But what a great performance by everybody to have the season as we've had so far. Well, everybody, welcome to Sopron, Hungary. The EuroLeague women basketball game between Sopron and Fenerbahce is underway. And in case you didn't know it, Sopron sporting the light uniforms, brand January there in the yellow, and Fenerbahce wearing the dark uniforms. And Yagapova, ordinarily that's like a free throw for her if she's going to be left wide open, but she missed it, and the basketball comes back to Ojai Shakur. Now Kayla McBride, she misses as well from the corner. Here's Gabby Williams, swings it, and three-pointer from Fenerbahce not there, but Yelena Brooks, and now Atar. And a little bit of frustration for this Sopron team, getting some good looks. Got Nevena Jovanovic coming off the bench. Another Serbia international for this Sopron team. There's Sabali driving in and tumbles hard to the ground. Now Brooks swings it into the corner. January, yes it is! We've still got a couple more days in this month, and January strikes from downtown. Yagapova, short, but then she follows up her shot. Here's McBride, hands it off. Williams goes in and Misses, but is fouled. And that was a good call. You could see the hand coming in. So Elizabeth Williams takes her time and misses the first. Doesn't have too much arc on that free throw. It's very awkward shooting motion. She bends the knees, then she comes up to the top and hesitates and then puts it up. Sure she'll sort that out. Here's Attar turning and again missing down low. Now Sabali. And as she steps into the lane, she was fouled. Shakur Turgut gets it to Sabali, and she drains it right at the top of the key. But that was the two. She's come out lively tonight. Here's Gabby. And Attar there for the follow. I don't know what happened with Yakupova. She didn't get the rebound, and Attar was only too willing to grab it and put it up. Now, McBride had it knocked out of her hands, just picked it up, and Attar just kind of sagged. No defense at all, just left her for the wide open jumper. A little bit of a shaky start for Bernadette Attar tonight. Gabby Williams. Hooping and scooping now. Over to Fegvernecki. Nice give and go with Attar. Much better from Attar. The oldest play in the book, the give and go. It works from any angle, and there you have it. So Attar's difficult start to the game continues as she misses the first free throw. And the second as well. And Gaspar is gasping for some field goals to be made. Kayla McBride over to Sabali. Again, she's a live wire tonight. You can see she's got that little extra spring in her step. She's asking for the basketball, and she has taken advantage of the opportunities. Fegvernecki. She pulls up right behind the stripe. And boy, it has been a rough start from a shooting standpoint. Other than January, you should probably try to get her another look or two. Ojai Shakur. Oh boy, nice finish from Ojai Shakur. Turgut. So the foul called. A foul called on Shakur. Now January over to Brooks, and she drives in and scores. Well, she had all that space and just took advantage. Yelena can put them up from deep like the best of them. She will not pass up an open layup. And here's Yakupova. Good move for Yakupova, having missed a couple of threes, taking it down low, an easy layup. And boy, January's pass, that was telegraphed. Sopron fortunate that they are not even further behind 10-7. They are not sharp at all here in the early going, and Gaspar is going to call timeout.
Ambitious, elite, verbunden, united, inspirerend, competitiva, ambiciozna, stylish, powerful, diverse, diferente, beraber, inspiring.
But one step earlier. Okay, be ready fighting over the screens. Okay?
So an unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Yelena Brooks.
Has to be up. They are not missing, we know that. Okay, all right, so be more sharper there. In offense. Okay, right now, if she's not open, try to run a backdoor. Okay, 5 down is working. We can run one more time. We can try long with the 2 guards switching position, coming out and play a dynamic, good ball screen out of it. Okay, focus on how you are getting open, how you are setting screen. Okay, let's go. Okay.
So January made the pass. It was intended for, obviously, Yelena Brooks. And Sabali reached in, and Brooks held her. And they called the foul, but they called it unsportsmanlike as well. So she'll get a couple free throws. And after the 2 free throws, it'll be possession for Fenerbahce. So, again, a very difficult start to the game for Sopron. I can't get over Sabali, though. She just looks so comfortable, confident, no inhibition whatsoever. And I don't know if it's something that Victor Lopena has said, listen, you are our go-to person. Now just feel free to do what you want to do, because that is exactly what it looks like right now for Satu Sabali. Everything looks very much in her rhythm. And she just seems to step faster than everybody right now. Now, Turgut. Ojai Shakur. Turgut for 3. Goodness me. And Fenerbahce, who really whipped Sopron in the first game, 73-47, or just already on top by 7 points. January, and January's probably been the best thing that's happened tonight, other than her pass that led to the unsportsmanlike foul. She's been tough shooting the basketball. Kayla McBride. And she gets it to Williams. Now January weaving. Boy, how do you leave her open? She's made a couple. They lived to tell the tale, though. She missed it. So Jovanovic is going to check into the game, as well as Alice Varga. There's Jovanovic. Netza. Played for that Lands team that won the title in France last year unexpectedly. And her first contribution tonight is a turnover. Williams goes to work. Turns, puts it up, and gets it to drop. Right at Varga. Attar. Well, for this deep in the season, this late in the season, it's really unusual watching Sopron. They just don't look like they're in sync at all what they want to do offensively. They don't look comfortable. And it's not because of what this team is doing to them on defense. Now, Jovanovic collects the rebound, pushes it up, gets into the paint, and, oh, wow. Misses the layup. Sabali goes to the other end. She misses the layup. 3-point shot. Good. Well, that was a 5-point swing. Kayla McBride and Sopron just looking completely out of sorts right now. Nice bounce pass back to Attar. Well, she's had a nightmare start, Bernadette Attar. And Varga reaches around, commits the foul. So more changes coming into the game. Bria Hartley, France International. Here's McBride drilling it for three. And boy, this is getting out of hand. Fenerbahce, 24 points. Still almost 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Gay. Now Gabby Williams. And sighs of relief being breathed here in Sopron. That jump shot stopped the right. Yagapova, wow. Thought she was going to shoot it. Here she is getting down. Oh, gets swatted. And a foul called. And the fans will not like this. There was a lot of ball. See, she got her in the body. Yeah, there was definitely flesh on flesh there. Well, one of the premier players in European basketball, number 23, Alina Yagapova at the line. The Ukraine international. And she's got 25 points. So the lead back to 15 points. Gabby Williams taking it right at McBride and having it knocked away. Gay. And from the baseline, now McBride, here's Yagapova. Oh boy, what a beautiful pass from Yagapova. And McBride finishes. Gabby Williams. I mean, it is astonishing how, I'm not going to say how excellent Fenerbahce are, but just Sopron are just woeful in this first quarter. They just do not look at all like how they should, they're not getting anywhere near their level. 30-11. Sabali's shot, 19 points to lead. Well, I would say it can't get any worse, but it can get a lot worse for Sopron. Long way to go in this game. Gabby Williams, Gay with the offensive rebound, passes it out to Peg Vernecke, and she misses as well. Well, it's a marathon, not a sprint, but as starts go, that was about as bad a start as you could have. And especially at home. not what the doctor ordered here in Sopron. It's Fenerbahce leading at 30-11 over Sopron at the end of one. Just 4-14 Sopron and 9 of 12 inside the arc for Fenerbahce, who have 3 threes, just 1 3. That was January's 3 for Sopron. Also 4-7 at the line for Fenerbahce. Sopron have missed both of their attempts. Well, here's a look back at kind of how things unfolded, and it just did go from bad to worse. We saw January hit a couple of shots, but Fenerbahce were a lot better, a lot more accurate, but Sopron definitely had a lot of good looks, and then this is a little no look. Although you knew the pass was coming, you could see it. Oh, Gaspar must be thinking, gosh, did we prepare for this game? How can we be trailing by 19 points at the end of the first quarter? Oh, boy. To be a coach, it's difficult. But it's a 40-minute game. 75% of it still to play. That's how you have to look at it. 30-11. Fenerbahce on top. Here as we start the second quarter. Fenerbahce comes out, hits the jumper. Jagopova down into the paint, and well, an easy one. And January hit by Onar. Oh, she lost her contact. You could see it on the on her finger. Woo! Well, Onar comes right into the game and knocks the contact out of January's eye. Fortunately, everything seems to be okay. And we saw Kia Stokes at the other end for Fenerbahce, and here's a basket down low by Brooks. Sopron, you just want to try to execute, make some plays, and you want to tighten up here. And good play by Gay, who's brought some energy. Victor LaPena has been so, well, he knows that McBride has really played well. You don't want to take her out of the game too long and let her lose her rhythm. If she's feeling it, you want to get her in the game. So that's what he's done. He's put her back in. She's got 10 points already. So Hartley misses from the right corner. Now another chance for Sopron and the crowd trying to get behind the team. Here's Gay. She's got some good size, doesn't she? And follows up the miss, but not able to collect it. So Williams was fouled. And Onar calls the play. Here's Williams. Has it knocked away, but gets it back. Oh, nobody gets the rebound. And it turns into a three-point play. She shot the basketball. And everybody kind of just stood around and watched for Sopron. Watch. And what Gay did wrong there was she just watched. She didn't immediately find Williams to box her out. And Williams just picked up the loose ball. Well, fortunately for Sopron, they don't give away another point. And now, again, a chance. Three-point shot. Good! Oh, much better for Jovanovic. Netza three. An offensive foul. Sent Jovanovic tumbling to the court. And yeah, she was moving enough to where you could see how that foul was called. Well, Hatar was also moving enough to get one called, and it wasn't. Jovanovic this time misses from deep. But you got to play defense if you're Sopron here. You got to limit them to one shot and out, and they were fortunate there to get the rebound. They're not boxing out. They're just standing there. Here's Hatar. I mean, if you're Sopron, the shot goes up. You have to find somebody to put your body on and box them out if they're in there. And if you're just going to reach in and try to get the basketball, you're going to be giving away easy baskets. So Gabby Williams comes back into the game. I mean, 16 points is it's not a disaster because especially Sopron have shown a little bit of signs of life here. They just need to get a little run going, but they have to tighten up on defense, and they've got to do a little bit better job on the boards. Nice play by Brooks. Now it's a 14-point game. You talk about Brooks, you talk about Williams, you talk about January. These are players, they're just too good. They're not going to be missing all night. Jagapova drives in. No, it doesn't go down. How in the world did that not fall? January, good job avoiding the defense. And the crowd senses the comeback, senses the opportunity. Jovanovic. And Brooks. Jagapova and Gabby Williams kind of gave up there, and certainly no help came either. January misses this time. Another nice bounce pass from Jagapova, and it leads to the foul for January. You can see why January is upset. It looked like she did a pretty good job defensively, recovering, coming from behind. And timeout on the floor with Fenerbahce leading by 16.
Our situation in pick and roll is fine is them. It's Spanish then when we play pick and roll situation. Bravo. Bravo, Riyad. Always works, okay? No first time, but always works. We have a problem because, in my opinion, you are not ready to defend the pick and roll. Yes, you have 1-4, and when you think it's done, they play repick and it's backing you, no? But in that moment, we need the defender of the post player close to the ball. These two guys helping, but you don't relax. If you pass one time, you pass second time. Use your hands against Brooks. It not always is going to punish you. It's too much level. First level, boom, boom, okay? Yeah. Down.
Well, you can see why Canada would have been interested in Victor Lepena. That was a very good timeout. Just told his players the give and go is there, and some other things. Was very clear and concise, direct. Here is Sabali. Well, they didn't run a give and go, that's for sure. Shea Petty for Sopron tonight, so that's a big absence. Here's Fenerbahce. Ivanovic. Now down low, Attar. Oh, nice play, nice play. Much better. She was able to get a good spot there. She's not going to miss if she catches it right under the basket. Oh, boy. Absolutely faked out there, Fenerbahce. And hardly went right past her. Nice play again. Well, they've certainly discovered an opportunity with Attar. Stokes is not defending that at all well, but they've got to stop him at this end. Fenerbahce can't give away any more drives like she did on the previous possession. And now Attar switches over. And Sabali drives. And she was out of bounds. And Sabali says, Kia, you got to shoot that basketball. And that's what Lepena says. Okay, so right here, she could have gone up. But even if she does throw it to Sabali, she's got to know she's out of bounds. For the third consecutive time, they pass it down low to Attar. And the deficit 12. Victor Lepena, you might want to get a timeout. His team is giving that shot away repeatedly. And now they've... oh, boy, how in the world did Gabby Williams not pick it up? They had the ball stolen. Well, the energy and the attitude is better now for Sopron. She's playing really good defense here with Attar, but just not able to pick up the basketball. And Zawi also in the game, number 1 for Fenerbahce. And missing badly, but Zawi was there and puts it up and in. Sabali again. Oh, nice spin. But she missed the shot, and Zowie didn't collect the rebound. Well, Sopron should have given away some points there. Good D from Yakupova getting the block. .243 remaining in the first half. And in a game that could decide first place, we don't know how things will finish up, but it'll certainly contribute. Here is Gabby Williams and Fenerbahce giving away a cheap one on the inbounds pass. You would have to think that being, down by 10 points or less would be a victory in a way. If Sopron can get that. McBride now, she misses. Sopron with an opportunity to get even closer. Yakupova reaches in. Oh boy, that was sloppy by Gabby Williams. I think the problem there was that Gabby Williams was tired. She was very slow in reaction to the basketball after Yakupova knocked it out of her hands. And the foul on Gay. Look at this. So there. Oh. Well, maybe more so it was just Yakupova just diving on the floor for the ball and beating her to it rather than Gabby Williams being slow. Yakupova has made a couple of big plays defensively. She's made a few, in fact. She's had a block, a couple of steals. And McBride tried to score with the left hand. So they do not give away points that time. Sopron after the turnover. Gabby Williams, nice move. Oh, look at that. Boy, she was looking good driving to the basket. Silky smooth. Gabby Williams cuts the deficit to 10 points. Well, I'd be tempted just to let her go one-on-one if she's going to play like that. She was tough.
You see how many you have? You don't use one? Elizabeth, Amanda. No, I talk with you because you are the point guard and nobody listen. We are shooting in 3 seconds, guys. It's good option for sure, but now the game needs to change our advantage. Play downside, okay? And set a good screen here for Satu, okay? And after this, if Satu doesn't shoot, everybody open, and you pick and roll to Satu. Roll, and Ohio, one-on-one.
This is where they were really hurting Fenerbahce on a few consecutive possessions and getting it to Atar, and then that was a Figvanecki mistake. Just didn't move her feet on defense. But as bad as it's been for Sopron, they're only down 10 points. Very critical final. Oh! And Varga fouls Sabali. She took away her landing space and has given up 3 free throws. That's a big no-no. You never want to foul the jump shooter, and you definitely don't want to foul the three-point shooter. That is a crucial sequence. And Sabali, if she can make a couple of more, boy, that will be a big sequence in the game. She made 2 of 3. I'm sure Gaspar will have words with Varga after that. You want to get a hand in the face on the shooter, but you definitely cannot afford to commit the foul. A nice pass from Attar. Now, a good play by Varga, getting it to the corner. Shukor missing it from the corner. Dalma Shukor. And now driving in, and another foul. Well, you can understand the frustration from Sopron there. McBride was kind of leaning in, lunging towards the basket, and just kind of fell over. I mean, pretty good defensive position there by Sopron. She makes just 1 of 2. And again, another opportunity for Sopron. Here's Gabby. Good work driving in, Shukor, and the foul called on Sabali. 35 seconds on the clock, so most likely Fenerbahce will get the basketball back. So another timeout.
If they are going to do zone, we are running horn side against it. Okay, from sideline out of bounds. If not, let's run X. Okay, so bad thing, make sure you fake and you are going to receive a good back screen. Gabby, you are going to set it. 4 is right here. After the screen, good curve to the corner. Watch this pass, okay? Position 2 going to clear out, 1 is inbounded, okay? All right? Now, get off and breathe. You are in, okay? Dalma and Oli. Go. Get claro.
Well, if I had one criticism for Gaspar, perhaps, or one question, it would, his reserves, Varga and Dalma Shukor, look pretty tough. They can help out, maybe get him in the game a little bit earlier when your team is struggling a little bit. Trying to shake things up. So Fenerbahce warned about getting too close to the basketball. Got to give them the requisite space to be able to inbound the basketball. Wide open shot. Well, they would have settled for that, but Yelena Brooks doesn't knock it down, and Fenerbahce will try to hold it for the last shot. So it has not been a good final minute and a half here for Sopron. They had the opportunity. They were down 10, but it hasn't gone well since. And Yakupova misses. Well, they've got a little bit of time here. And Brooks just heaves it. Oh, she hit the rim. Goodness. Had that gone in, it would have been a 10-point game. And Gabby Williams looks like she took some type of shot. Was not picked up. But we'd have to see it again. So here we go. Watch Williams. She went for the block there. Now watch on the right of the screen, number 3. Nope, the camera took us away. I think we're going to have a tasty 20 minutes coming up for the second half. The signs are there for Sopron, but they trail 43-30. They got a lot of work to do. Hattar with 8 points. Brooks and Williams each with 6. McBride leads all scorers with 11 points. Sabali and Yakupova each, or rather, Sabali with 9 points and Yakupova with 6. Yakupova also contributing in other ways. Free throw line, you can see where Sopron have been very fortunate that Fenerbahce just 6 of 12. That score could be a lot bigger, but they've missed some free throws. And neither team shooting the basketball particularly well from three-point range. So 43-30, we are at halftime of this EuroLeague women clash. Remember, Sopron came into this game in first place in Group B. Fenerbahce in fourth place. But they will undoubtedly they will go into first place tonight if they can get a win over Sopron. So 43-30, Fenerbahce on top. We will be back for the start of the second half. 40-30. So we are about ready to start here in the second half. You see Kayla McBride there led the way with 11 first half points for Fenerbahce. Ojai Shakur Turgut. Little give and go action with Elena Yagapova. Then she hands it off to Williams. Not sure where Williams was going. She was able to pass it back outside to Sabali. Now Yagapova has it over to Sabali, and a three-pointer to start things off for Fenerbahce. Some nice action. Got the assistant coach for Fenerbahce calling the plays right now. Victor LaPena taking a seat. I'm not sure what that's about. Empowering his assistant. And January, did she get off in time? I guess she did. Pretty good defense for the most part. Gaspar, meanwhile, pacing with a glare. Not entirely happy. No, they're getting rid of the ball, Fenerbahce. They're doing a good job of passing it. This time, though, the pass knocked away by January. Now she has it in the open floor. Hands it off to Fekvernecki. Oh, nice handoff. And Hatar with the layup. So Jose Garcia, the assistant coach for Fenerbahce, or one of the assistants, has been barking the orders here in the second half with LaPena taking a seat. Sabali, meanwhile, just calmly hits the jump shot. Gabby Williams misses everything. Yagapova out to the wing, and Kayla McBride misses from three. Well, it's not easy playing defense on Yagapova. I give Gabby Williams credit for that. There's January driving in. Oh, nice play, January. She's got a little spark, doesn't she? Using the glass, knocking it in. And now down to a 12-point lead for Fener. Can Sopron sustain this run? Again, it has to happen at this end. And, well, Williams wasn't anything really that Hatar did other than move her feet. And that time, Hatar hustles to the other end of the floor, and she's a little bit upset that she didn't get a foul called. And so is Gaspar. Look at this. See if there's any. Well, it looked like it was pretty good. Certainly, Williams was out of position. Oh, boy, she absolutely clubbed her on the head. How was that missed? That should be 2 shots for Hatar. Well, the basketball gods have spoken. They give away an easy layup on the inbounds pass to Yelena Brooks. But, yeah, that was a difficult miss. You can see when you're trailing especially, you need to have those calls. Now, good defense from Sopron, forcing the turnover. January, open floor. LaPena now back up, giving the orders. Hatar. She'd rather be down low. Yagapova. Oh, boy. She just picks her moments, doesn't she? She just makes it frustrating. She just knows exactly when to hit that shot. That's her first 3 of the game. Fekvernecki again. Williams comes over. Good block from Williams. Yeah, that was easily swatted away. It was a good drive by Fekvernecki, but I didn't see anybody else rolling to the basket to help her out. So Gabby Williams goes out, and that's a Jovanovic comes in. Oh, nice shaking and baking on the baseline. And fortunately for Sopron, it's going to stay at this end. And really, early on in this game, they missed a lot of open shots, Sopron. And that was another one that they missed. Also, Williams seems to be getting in with the flow now defensively. January misses from deep. Well, it's always at this end of the court where it really matters when you're trailing. You got to play defense. Now, your defense might end up giving you some opportunities. Nice wraparound pass from Satu Sabali. Started with Ojai Shakur Turgut. And Brooks came over from behind. LaPena felt like a foul should have been called there. Brooks goes out and Varga comes back in. Varga looked pretty good in that first half other than giving away the foul on the three-point shooter. Let's see if she can be as feisty here in the third quarter. Here's January. Open. Count it! And back to 12 points, the difference. She's got a nice rotation on that shot when she lets it fly. You feel like it's going in every time. Shakur Turgut passes it over to McBride. Sabali, she's been the woman of the moment. McBride for three. Oh, another dagger. That's right, folks. I'm saying dagger in the third quarter because when you are trailing by double digits, you simply do not want to see those three-pointers fall in as the shot clock is about to expire. Oh, good work again. This time Yagapova was there to knock it away. This is where Attar is at her most effective when she's battling for position. If they can get her the rock down low in the paint, she can go to work. This time Yagapova was ready for it. Varga picks it up. January. This is everything. I think in a perfect world there, Varga catches it. But she has to put the ball on the deck and go to the basket. That's what she does. Good defense. Nope, they're going to call the foul on Netza Jovanovic. So we got a timeout on the court, and Fenerbahce still on top.
Nehogy már most kezdjük el a Fener ellen, egész eddig nem voltak ilyen problémák. Bátran játsszál, gyerünk! 5 down, horn shake, we always have advantage out of it, we can go with that. Okay? Yeah? Alright. And every time we score, and we have time to get back, 2-3 zone. Okay? Na gyere, let's go! 2-3, baby!
Well, from an offensive standpoint, it feels like Attar is a player that they can exploit. Here was January, almost in February, but January going to work, and then Attar hustling down the floor. I mean, she does some good things, Attar, on offense. She had a rough start to the game, but could be your best option. And it's just really been a couple of timely three-pointers, Yagapova and McBride, that have kind of bailed Fenerbahce out of difficult moments here in the second half, in the third quarter, when Sopron were making their run. Okay, so they're now in the 2-3 zone, but they don't want to give away a wide-open three. Who's playing over there? Goodness. It's one thing to give away a three-pointer, but to not have any player within 5 feet. McBride has enjoyed the occasion. She has been poured into points. Another three from McBride, her third of the third quarter. Well, it just becomes easy when you start raining into threes as they have. Gabby Williams spinning and banking it in. Oh, nice defense from Jovanovic. Is she going to take on Williams? She decides to bring it back out. Well, I guess it would have been nice to see her drive, but that was probably the right decision. Hatar into the corner to Jovanovic. Baseline sealed. She got over there and sealed that baseline just in time. Now Gay checks into the game. Hatar goes out. Three-point shot from Brooks. Hasn't been her night from three-point range. She is 0 for 3 from deep. And the three-point shot, no, doesn't drop. Kayla McBride, meanwhile, 5 of 9 from three-point range. She's been as hot as a firecracker in this third quarter. And Shakur Turgut reaches in, knocks it away. Because of this crowd, you have to say this is why you cannot write Sopron's chances off in a game like this. They are the sixth man, and they are loud. They don't give up. Here's Gay. No more yellow shirts, and she scores with the left hand. Good move from Gay. But surely Sopron need to send some other players to the glass. 17 points, the difference. Yagapova, shaking and baking, and ankle breaking, and fortunately for Gabby Williams, it didn't go down. Oh, great play, great hustle, Yagapova to save it in bounds. And that just shows you this Fenerbahce team is focused to come up with a steal like that. Agapova loses it, gets it back. Good job, Gabby Williams, defensively there. They don't get the basketball, though. Back outside. Now Agapova catching her breath in that right corner. Shakur Turgut drives in. Oh, she finishes. She was always that player, certainly in Turkey's national team, that you felt like with the other Turkey players getting a little bit older, she was the one that really needed to step up. Now the pass up ahead. Kayla McBride and holds it up. And with Fenerbahce leading by 19 points, doing what they need to do in this third quarter just to maintain hegemony. So Janitez, another veteran Turkish player, bumped, gets a couple of free throws. So Elizabeth Williams goes out. And Janitez makes the first free throw. So the 2 free throws take it up to a 21-point advantage. Well, Fenerbahce really won the first game at a canter, and they are this time as well, but Brooks hits it from the line. So Sopron had a foul, a couple of fouls to give away, in fact. Sabali takes it all the way, loses it right at the end. They won't fret too much though. Fenerbahce, they owned the third quarter just like they did the first quarter, outscoring Sopron 23-17. They lead it 66-47 at the end of 3. Well, look at the free throws. Look at the three-point shots. 5 more threes have been made by Fenerbahce, and they've attempted 14. You could probably argue that Sopron should have at least had a couple more free throws had the refs blown the whistle when Hatar got hit on the head by Williams. But overall, they probably haven't attacked the basket as much as they need to, and that is indicative. That's why you see that number there. So few attempts. Yeah, I think looking in hindsight, she got hit on the back of the head, Williams, just like Hatar got hit on the back of the head by Williams. So I guess what comes around goes around. Neither foul was called. This has been the killer, McBride. She has been on target for the most part tonight, hitting it from three-point range time and time again. Janitez, or rather Shakur Turgut, hitting that shot late in the quarter. Sabali has been the most dynamic player tonight. You can see that she's really just scratching the surface of her potential. She's going to be special. Oh boy, the pass goes off the fingertips. And Sopron did a good job. Jovanovic getting in there, getting the basketball back. Owner of the game, number 10, guarding Fekvernecki. And fouling from behind. She probably got a lot of ball there, but anytime you're reaching in, especially from behind, there's a good chance you're going to have that foul called. Jovanovic gets swatted. Williams defensively has been owning that part of the paint, making it a no-go area for Sopron. Although Hatar is in there, she should have some chance. There she is with a little turnaround, and Yagapova rebounds the miss. Oh, quick passing and finished by Williams. Great work, Fenerbahce. Treat that basketball like a hot potato. Get rid of it. With 21 points. And the foul on Yakupova. You never know. There might be a comeback here for Sopron. Shukur's in the game. I like her. I think she's got some skills. She's got some presence. But you go back to that first quarter, and that's, you know, you can't come out and play the way you did in the first quarter and expect to have a legitimate chance to win. Frenecki, meanwhile, makes the shot. She's not going to give up. McBride again. And Sabali, always active, at least contesting the rebound. You also need Brooks to hit more shots tonight than what she has. She's not had a good shooting night. Sabali gets into the paint and puts it up and in for another one. Well, say Brooks has had a tough night tonight. I mean, she's 5 of 12 from the floor, but 0 of 3 from deep. Frenecki from the elbow. Another one. You just got to keep playing 7.5 minutes. If at all possible, perhaps make the game crazy. Get some turnovers like this. And then try to score. Get points off your defense. And I don't think Brooks made the wrong play there, to be honest. I mean, I'm not sure that Hatar was ready for the pass. Onar dribbles to her right, shot clock winding down, and Hatar has a good sportsmanship from Frenecki. You're getting beat by 19 points and you lean over and help up your opponent. I would have been tempted just to let her get up on her own and hustle down the court. Now here they are getting it to Hatar. And Yakupova missed, but then is fouled from behind by Shukur. So timeout on the court.
You are walking back.
70 to 51.
Elite. Verbunden. United. Inspirierend. Competitiva. Ambiciozna. Stylish. Powerful. Diverse. Diferente. Beraber. Inspiring.
Hey, Charlie. Jope. From UCLA cut, one time. Let's post up your player. Okay, so Jofi opens to the wing, screen, try to feed it. Okay, for a second stop there. And if you receive it, try to play one-on-one there. If it's not working, keep going with the three, with the continuation. Okay? Keto, Aro? Yes.
Well, you can see Hatar talking to the referee, a little bit frustrated, wanting to get some more calls her way. And realistically, there shouldn't be too much separating these two teams, but that first quarter was just so bad for Sopron. They just missed a lot of shots, just didn't play particularly well, and Fenerbahce were able to make some shots. Sabali came out, was playing well. Bride. And since that point, they've just pretty much been in control. And obviously, Sopron were able to get it back to a 10-point deficit, but Fenerbahce then were able to hit some timely shots. You know, Atar has some. She's definitely better than she was a few years ago, but she has to keep working at it. And maybe the one thing I would say is have the ball get stronger and go to the basket. There you go. That's a nice play, getting it and hitting it a layup. And I like her. I think she's Shulkar is good. Good to see Coach Gaspar giving these Hungarian players some minutes. They're only going to get better if they play, in my opinion. There's January. January shaking and baking all. Nice pass back to Gay. How about that? Gay shows the way, and La Peña doesn't waste any time at all. He decides to call timeout. This will be a teaching moment.
5 minutes left, eh? You don't hear me, eh? I told you guys, eh? You against Sopron, no? You against Sopron, no? You against Sopron, no? No? Rebound. I don't see Brooks. It's Varga. Box out. I asked this time out, and I don't know if it's my fair, to remind you that if you play as a team, we get very good shots. Maybe we don't score, but at least the transition defense is perfect.
Well, that was an interesting timeout, and just a little bit of a run for Sopron. And Fenerbahce, their transition defense not right, as Victor La Peña said. And if you're going to have even a chance to challenge, say, UMMC Ekaterinburg for the title, you got to play almost perfect basketball, and you can't have any let-ups. So you got to play well, you got to play hard, you got to have that concentration, that focus for 40 minutes. And you can't have little lapses in play because that'll kill you. Now, that's a good response coming out of the timeout. That's a good response for Fenerbahce, it is anyway. Shokor looked good. Just didn't drop. 4:45 remaining. Oh, nice cut to the basket. Much better. You know, you talk about Yakupova. She's such a dynamic player. She can do so many different things well, but her passing is fantastic. And you know, it's the other things. The first thing that you look at are the points, obviously, when you look at the stats. But if you look at where Yakupova has done it tonight, she has done it with her passing. She has done it with her defense. So she gives way. She goes out of the game. She's got 11 points, but 5 assists, 4 rebounds, a steal and a block. And it feels like she's got another steal and a block somewhere that wasn't, that they didn't count it for some reason. Sabali, good. Well, it's exciting watching her take off, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant player. Again, she is just scratching the surface of her potential. And that is a frightening prospect for all of her opponents. That's good news for Germany. It's good news for Fenerbahce. And Hartley chases it down. You know, Hartley doesn't even get that many minutes, and you were talking about an elite player. It's interesting to see how Victor La Peña is figuring out who's playing. And Amanda Zowie not getting many minutes. You know, he was an assistant for a long time with Lucas Mondelo with Spain's national team. And as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, he'll be coaching Canada in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifiers, and you would think they've got a great chance of getting to the World Cup. So he'll be in Australia later this year. But Victor LaPena seems to connect with his players in a good way. You know, Shakur Turgut's playing a lot of minutes for this team, at least tonight. He's played almost 27 minutes. There's Zowie. Turns in the paint and misses. Three-point shot, misses everything. So with 2.5 minutes remaining, Fenerbahce closing in on a resounding victory, the second huge win over Sopron this season. And they will shoot to the top of Group B tonight. So, you know, don't play down the significance of this win for Fenerbahce, and it'll be interesting to see how Sopron respond after this setback. I mean, this is not a good loss for them. Hartley misses but fouled. Hartley gets it to drop. Fenerbahce's next game will be at Dinamo Kursk on Wednesday. So, and they will finish up at home against Beretta Famalicão. That'll be on February 19th. So they've done a good job of focusing on tonight against the league leaders, Sopron, the division leaders. And Sopron are going to have to get back to work after this. Sopron, meanwhile, are going to play their last game against Basket Lannes on February 2nd in France, and that will, you know, probably not be an easy game. Basket Lannes, they play with a lot of fire, a lot of intensity, especially when they're at home. They've got a great crowd there. Great setup. January hits the long shot and gets them back to a 23-point deficit. Sopron trying to make it a little bit more respectable. Oh, nice shot there by Varga, catching it quickly and putting it up and in to get it back to a 21-point deficit. Shukor and Varga, I'm excited to see that Gaspar is playing both of those players, and hopefully they'll get even more minutes, because I think they can help him. Hartley. Ball goes out of bounds. Stay at this end. You go back to that second quarter and the three-pointers after Sopron had pulled to within 10 points. A couple of huge three-pointers from Elena Yagapova from the left, and then a couple from, in fact, two from McBride. That just really kind of took the life out of them. So this game moving towards this inevitable disappointing conclusion for Sopron fans is their team getting whipped tonight. And Gabby Williams missing the layup. It's just been that kind of night for Sopron. It's just hard to explain, really. They missed a lot of good looks tonight, and they're going to lose yet again by a big number. The good news for them is this isn't going to write off their chances for the season. It's just going to be a disappointment. Gaspar shakes hands with Victor LaPena. Fenerbahce have just been superior tonight. But if you're Gaspar, if it doesn't kill you, you have to look at it. Excuse me, if you're Sopron, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. They just got to get better after this. So the final score, 82-59. Fenerbahce rolled to another big win over Sopron to sweep them in the regular season. And it feels like we've got a really, pretty good idea about how Fenerbahce are going to approach the rest of this season with Victor LaPena, the players that he's really counting on right now. And for Sopron, they just had a bad night at the office. I really feel like that they just weren't anywhere near their best tonight for whatever reason. They came out in that first quarter. They dug themselves a huge hole, and they just never climbed out of it. But always sweet for a club like Fenerbahce when you hit the road, you travel, you go a long way. You travel from Istanbul to Hungary, and you get the big win. That's going to make going back to Istanbul a lot easier, a lot more fun on the plane. I doubt very seriously that they're going to be driving back. Great night for Fenerbahce basketball. Tough night for Sopron. But the great news for Sopron is it's a great club, great fans, and they thank them for coming out tonight to support. Look at this. I mean, this is an incredible crowd when you look at it, folks. 82-59. Fenerbahce will win it over Sopron. Well, just a total domination, really. You look at the numbers, Fenerbahce getting to the free throw line, just 2 free throws in the first half for Sopron. That was it. Then those three-pointers, there were only 8 of 20, but boy, those three-pointers were big. They were timely. They came at the right time for Fenerbahce and just really affected Sopron. They just couldn't recover. Well, here's a look back at the highlights. Remember, Fenerbahce came into this game 4th in Group B. Sopron were top of the standings, but Fenerbahce, especially with their big win over Sopron in the first meeting, knew that if they'd get the win tonight, they would shoot to the top of Group B. And Kayla McBride just did not waste any time. She was on target from the very beginning. And you can see at the end of the first quarter, it was 26-11 in favor of Fenerbahce. And then they were getting out on the break and scoring. That was one of the easier baskets, but it came with Fenerbahce well on top at that point. And that was a tough sequence there. You know, Fenerbahce can't give that layup away, and certainly can't if the help isn't going to be there. Sopron did get it within 10 points, but Fenerbahce, which we didn't see, hit a couple of huge three-pointers to kind of keep them at bay. That was a nice wraparound, and certainly there was a foul that probably should have been called there, but they had also just missed one at the other end as well. So those things even out over the course of the game. Elena Brooks, the Serbia great, hitting it from the free throw line. I say Serbia great. I should say Sopron great. I mean, she's had like an unbelievable career with Sopron. 2 different spells. Elizabeth Williams defensively was extremely tough tonight. There she made the layup. This was Amanda Zowie following up her late miss with a basket. And that's how it finished, 82-59. So Yagapova, McBride, and Sabali, without question. Shakur Turgut as well did a good job tonight for this Fenerbahce team.